Yo, episode 11. Sorry for missing a week. That's my fault. I'm lazy. So we're gonna get into it today. I bet you guys remember this place. Yeah, I think it's about time we move in. So I think today we're going to do a project of originally I built this. Did I just see underneath the ground? Oh, I did. I originally, when I built this, I didn't really know how to furnish it. I still don't know what I want to do with this space. I mean, we're going to turn the upstairs into a bedroom, but the basement was going to be used as a storage room. I now have stuff all over the world. Like, I still have stuff from when we built this sitting out front here. We need to build a storage room and stop being lazy, so we're going to turn this into a storage room, and I figure we'll use iron golems because I haven't used them yet since they came out. So I think we'll do some little 3x3 cells and have them daisy chain, hand them off to each other, and then we can just do a complete circle with them and figure it out. I'm going to try to not watch any tutorials. I'm going to just wing it and see what happens. So stick around and enjoy the ride, I guess. We're in this together. So with a storage room, obviously comes, we need a lot of chests. So I sat at the tree farm for a little bit, just put together some chests. We are going to need to get some copper. So let's run over there, grab the copper. I know I have not blocks, but I have a bunch of refined copper sitting around. Once we do this, it'll allow us to start breaking down some of these houses too, and we can actually move out of this house. We need to move our wonderful babies over to the other house also. So let's grab some of this. We're going to need iron because I think we're just going to use like chains or something to make it so the golems don't go running everywhere. I don't know at what point, like, there's too many golems per space that we have. That probably made absolutely no sense. If we stack like 5 golems in one square and they're using the same chests, is that too many? Like, at what point do we start like lagging the world out, or like do they just start trampling over each other or something? Like, what's the point of efficiency on iron golems? So let's get over here and let's start figuring this out. All right. So, I measured this out. Basically, the cells are going to be 3x3. So there's going to be 3 double chests going this way in a grid. So then there will be a singular iron golem behind them that can reach all of those chests. And then there will be an overflow chest. That way, when it has items that it doesn't know what to do with them, it'll put them into that chest. And then the next section of iron golems will grab them, or I keep saying iron golems, copper golems, will grab them and try to sort them into theirs. And if they don't have those items, they'll pass them along and so on and so forth until they eventually get to the end. And then we'll probably have them like pop out right here with all the items that we don't have storage for. So this is going to give us a lot of chests. And by the time the items make it down to here, it's going to take a while because copper golems are just not the fastest little things. But I figure it'll be cool just to try it. I'm sure at some point we'll make a really big, like every item in the game kind of storage that is like the old school redstone item filters with ice paths and all the goodies. But for now, I figure in the basement of the house, I think this will be kind of cool. So let's start laying some of this out. Let me set up a 9x9 grid. All right, so that'll be our 9x9 grid. We're gonna have probably the input chest be like right here. It needs to go into a copper chest, which we do not have yet, but we'll get it when we make our first copper golem. Also, that reminds me, before we start doing anything, we need wax. So it is a good thing we built the tree. I mean, the bees, the other thing that rhymes with tree. So let's grab some wax. I can't wait to clean up all these like random chests and stuff I got all over the place. Oh, make sure we don't let the bees out. Some of this. I've been taking some wax out here and there. The one other thing that we need is vines, because I learned off of Tango's video, Tango's Hermitcraft video the other day. If you guys don't watch Tango Tech, you guys are missing out. Absolutely fantastic content. Vines do like some weird pathfinding stuff when it comes to mobs. So we're going to use vines to stop the copper golems from walking around in their 1x1 spots. It'll kind of just trap them in their little spot and they won't walk around. So it'll just make it a tiny bit more efficient from what I understand. So let's gather up a bunch of these. And let's not forget that we need jack-o'-lanterns. Okay, so let's push this back a little bit so we got a little bit of space to work with here. I grabbed some chains, I grabbed the vines, I got our pumpkins, so we should be good to get going here. So let's see. So they're going to need to be up against the chest, obviously. And from what I understand, if you don't turn this into a path block, they wouldn't be able to reach that chest. I could be 100% wrong on that, but we're gonna figure that out. Oh, actually, I can't turn it into a path block yet because I gotta put the chains. The chains are going to be so we can line them up with the corner that we want, so they can be more efficient. Then we need to get rid of these, turn this into the path block like I said before. And then, I guess we'll just use diorite. We just need a couple blocks to stop them from getting out. Yeah. So we need to just make this so they can't jump out or do anything fancy, because there's going to be a gap where they can jump out of it because they spawn on top of a chest. So if we don't encase it, they're just going to jump out off the chest that they spawn in on. So we can take that. Oh, we need to make our copper blocks. That'll make us 7 of them. Oh, also need to put our vine down like that. Then we should be able to put that down. Of course, I don't have much space here. I put them there. Let's just see. Does this absolutely destroy this if I do this? If I go boom, boom, boom. There we go. Then we need to break that out from there. And now he should be trapped. We also need to put our right there. Now he's completely trapped. Nice. So I think I'm going to put 3 of them per cell. I think that'll be a good number. Or, yeah, we'll do 3. See what happens. If it gets laggy, then it gets laggy. We'll figure it out. So one of those. Oh, let me remember to do this first. Okay. Okay. You just got to be quick on the draw. Okay. Then we can break that out of there like that. They're going to need the input chests to be over here, which means the next one's going to go on this side. So we're going to space this out. They're not going to be able to reach that. And now that I'm looking at this, we're going to need to probably punch these guys into that corner to be able to reach the copper chest that we're going to put down. But that's okay. We'll do that. So we're going to need hoppers. Let me grab a couple hoppers really quickly here. Do a hopper into the back of that, and then they will be able to reach that one. So that's the 10th chest that they'll have access to. So they'll have the copper chest plus these 9, and that's the 10. So the 10 will be the overflow chest. The overflow will just go in, and then this will be replaced with a copper chest for the next cell. In theory, I believe. Who knows? So, with that being said, I don't know if we do have to punch them over. They might be able to just reach. So we're going to, this will be the input. Okay. So they can reach. All right. So if we were to put stone in this chest, I don't know, iron chains in that one, diorite in that one, copper block, honeycomb, iron nuggets, and chest. This isn't gonna be how this is laid out. I'm just winging this for a second. And vines like that. Then we can literally just put our entire inventory into here. And let's see. They should be able to start ripping. Which they are. So the reason why copper golems are pretty slow, they don't remember what chests things are in. They scan all of the chests every single time until they find an item in there. And if they can't find an item after scanning everything, then they put it in that extra overflow chest that doesn't have anything in it, which is going to be this one. Actually, they can't even access it because there's not a block available. So like that. So, if we look through some of these, they found the iron nuggets. They're making their way. They're slow, but it doesn't matter. We're gonna come in here, dump a bunch of items, and then be off doing the next thing, and they can take as long as they want to sort. So, question of the day, why did they put stone in here when stone is up here? Alright, I'm gonna sleep super quick, and then we will figure that out. Might need to push them into the corner, because maybe they're registering that top left one. Maybe they're not registering that stone chest as a, one of the 9. If that doesn't make any sense. I think they are registering the overflow chest here, rather than this chest here for the stone. Buckets, cobblestone. They put the chains away. So, I mean, it's working most of the way. I think we need to just punch them over into the corner. So, I'm gonna let them rip through that stuff. We'll see what stuff makes it across, what stuff doesn't, and then we will adjust accordingly. So yeah, they messed up quite a few of them. What I did, I actually fixed it and forgot to turn the recording on, so good job me. What I did was just hop up top and punch them into the corner over there towards the first chest. I think what that's doing is making it so they detect this one last. Because I think before they were detecting this one before that, so it was treating that one as the overflow chest. But now, I can give a little show and tell. If I give them, let me grab the stone, was one of the ones that they weren't doing before. So now, here they go. They take the stone. They're going to go through all of the chests. They actually do this like zigzag pattern. And the stone chest is the second to last chest, of course. So they will make it through here like so. Then they should hit this one and then this one. I don't know what determines this pattern, if it's random or what causes that, but there you go, and they are all in there. So now what we need to test is if we put something in there that's doesn't have a chest, so like buckets, for example, is one that I didn't set a chest up for. They should be able to go through all of these, eventually get to the point where they run through here, this one, this one, this one. They go, there's no chest that they can put it, and then they put it into this chest, which feeds it. This will eventually be a copper chest, like I said before, and it'll go to the next cell. They'll try to put it away, and if they can't, they pass it to the next one, so on and so forth. So there we go. They're putting them in there. Then they are right here. So that is all working. So let me build some more cells and then I will check back in. All right. So we got 2 cells built here. So see if I can show you how this is working here. So this will be the first input. We're going to make it obviously easier so you can put it in from here, make its way into this chest. From this chest, they sort into the 9 here. If the items are not in this 9, then they will get passed into this chest, which will hopper into this copper chest, which feeds these 3 guys, and they will try to sort into these 9. If they are not in these 9, they will go into that chest, which will come into this. So, proof of concept, I have carrots in the second cell. They are not in any of the other cells. So I can put carrots in here. They should be able to grab the carrots. Try to find a home for them. So we will just let them do their thing here for a second. And we should see after they do that, this back chest should be opened like that. I'm assuming that's them passing, and then they should try to find a home for it here, which they are now trying to do. I don't know why they keep opening that one shot. Why are they putting it in there? I don't understand why they put it in there. Oh, I understand. I'm not the brightest bulb. They put them in there because it was just an empty chest, so they just found a home for it. There obviously needs to be things in the chest so they can search through, say they're not in there, and then put it in there. So this is working. My brain's just not working. Okay, so I've been staring at this for a little bit. I put this chest in here. I figure this will probably be like the drop-off location. We need to figure out, let me come around the back here. Mind you, I'm not a very good redstoner, so we need to come from this chest into here. And the only way that I can think of, and I'm sure somebody will look at this and be like, oh, it's obvious, you just gotta do blah, blah, blah. I don't know. What I'm thinking is a dropper with a comparator. My brain's not working. Comparator into a sticky piston that lifts an observer into another observer and turns the thing on. And then it just rapid fires all the items out of here into a bubble elevator. We come up, in, and then drop them in. I'm sure there's a much more elaborate way of doing this. I'm just not that elaborate. So if you know a way better way, drop it in the comments below. I appreciate it. Can always change this out. But for now, I'm going to try to cook this thing up and fit it in here. I ran and got some soul sand because I had absolutely none of it. I also flew over to a swamp biome to pick up these slime balls to make the sticky piston. So I'm going to craft some of this stuff up and I need the redstone. Okay, redstone acquired. Now let's try crafting some of this stuff. If memory serves me, we need to go dropper here because it's going to spit here. Let's make a little bit more space so I can cook something up here. Which is probably going to be very incorrect, but oh, walls right there. All right, well, let's just see if this thing works. If we go comparator, if I could actually put it in my bar, comparator off of it, sticky piston goes in this hole. Then we need to break that and that. And then observer facing the other way. That, no. I don't know what I'm doing. Not that, I can tell you that. Wait, is it the other way? Okay, that makes it go up. This guy's facing the wrong way. Hold on, hold on. Like that. Okay, and then if we throw stuff in there. Why did it only do 2? Redstone. Why is it only doing 2? Okay, stand by. Oop, I'm typing. I can't see. Alright, stand by. I'm gonna look it up. I'll be right back. Okay, wait. I didn't even make it to the tutorial. Wait, I am just being... I'm being dumb. He needs to be paying attention to the comparator. Why wouldn't he be facing the comparator? Like that. And then... Nice. That's what we needed. Okay, so with that, we now have this ugliness that needs to be dealt with. How do we deal with that? I think we fill this wall in, and it is a 2 staircase that comes down to a 1 staircase, and then you're in the room. That's actually works out really well, because I always had this awkward overhang here anyways. So we'll just fill this in, turn this into a wall. Actually, might just look nice with spruce planks, honestly. Now, it says the wall's already that. Oop, that is dirt. Oh, that works perfect. Honestly, I like that. Because you're not really going to see the diorite once we take all the, like, we build all these cells. You're not really going to see it anyway. So, that actually comes out pretty nice. So then we'll come in here. This will be encased, but say we wanted to depot all of our stuff, we'd be like, boom, 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 boom. And then that's right. I made an uh-oh, because I forgot that hoppers don't go at full speed here. So, or don't go at the same speed as this clock. So, let me think something else up here. We basically, what's happening here is the chest is taking the items into the hopper's putting it into this dropper, but the hopper cannot take the items out of the chest and put it into the dropper fast enough. So there's a tick in between, happening. So that's why it's stuttering every couple. But if it's already in the inventory, it's good. It's just that it can't get it fast enough from the hopper in, so you get this. So let's stop that from happening, because that's annoying. So the solution to that is... The solution to that might be... we need to double our throughput. So, let me think about this one for a second. So, what I'm learning, there's not really a good way to do what I want in this small space here. If this was pushed back 1 block, I'd have enough space to do something, but then I don't get this nice flat, like, lined up with the edges. The solution that I think we have to do until some mystical redstoner makes his way into my comments and is like, hey, actually, if you just do this, it would work perfectly fine, is, I think if we just raise this, I mean, I know if we just raise this chest up 1 block, then we can just go hopper, hopper, hopper into this, and we're done. So, for the sake of time, that's what we're gonna do. I would like to do a cool bubble elevator thing, but I don't think it's worth the time investment at the moment. So if you're a really good-looking redstone person, step into my comments and tell me a cool way of doing what I'm trying to do here, and I will greatly appreciate you. Thank you. Oops, these need to go the other way. So, what we're going to do instead is we're going to go boom, 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 boom. And then you say, wayo. Yeah, we're going to just do that. And then this will be filled up with whatever block. We'll put a sign saying depot here, and then all the stuff should go into its homes. So like if I put that in there, it's going to go across, slowly going in. They're going to start finding their items that they want to put away. Boom, boom. There we go. So that's the item deposit spot, so we can dump an entire chest's worth of stuff there. What I would like to do also, maybe actually now that I think about it, maybe this solves the problem of just trying to dump it into there right away. I would probably down the line want to do like a shulker unloader, where we can dump all the shulker boxes into here, and then it takes them, unloads them, and then the items make their way into that. So that honestly might solve the issue, because then we can just take the items, instead of going directly into here, we can take it, do a shulker unloader, and then take the items from there into here. So that probably will solve it down the road. But for now, this will work. Okay, we got a whole wall's worth of cells done. So this gives us 9 times, what is it, 4 cells? That's quick math, 36? Sure. Yeah, 36 double chest worth of stuff. So this is a really good start. Actually, I think I forgot. I did. So let me put this chest in here. That's. And then, oh, I need to get behind this, actually. And put a hopper. There we go, like that. So they have somewhere to put their stuff. So this is a really good start. So I think what we're gonna do is, I realized something that I've slacked on and I should have already had built by now, but I just never made one for some reason. We need a cow crusher so we can get a lot more leather, so we can make some item frames. And I don't know why I never built one. I've just been breeding and killing cows, but we definitely should just make a cow crusher and have that going all the time. So I think we're going to do a quick detour, do that so we can start making item frames to put on all of our chests that we're going to make. And then once we make enough to put on this, I think at that point, we go around, grab all the items that we need, start turning this into like a giant chest monster, and figure out how many cells of stuff we're going to need overall. So let's get on with it. All right. Super simple cow crusher. Yeah, they all just go in water. They sit there, they float. You can breed them. I already bred these, so there's babies in there. They all float. They're stuck by this, they're stuck by the fence posts. So eventually what's going to happen is there will be too many mobs or too many cows in one place. They'll start just crushing each other. And when they get crushed, their stuff will go into the hopper and it'll end up in the chest down here. So we just need to keep breeding that up. So that's nice and easy. Again, it's not going to live here permanently. I think I'm going to end up building like a giant farmland over here or over there. So we'll have like, we'll have a sheep farm over there, cow farm, pigs, like all the animals will go on the farm. It just makes sense. But we're not doing that now and we need this. So I'm going to breed these guys up and then we will start producing some leather and then we'll go from there. Okay, so this is all of the random chests that I have just like been leaving on the ground outside of builds and projects that I've been doing. This obviously doesn't include the stuff like the tree farm chests, like those obviously are full of wood and all that stuff. We can eventually transport some of that over here, but for right now, I don't really need to. Same thing with like the bone meal farm, all the random farms, their stuff is still in their buildings. So this is just like the random stuff that's just everywhere in my world. So I'm going to AFK for more leather and then we will start laying this out. I actually found a really nice online thing to show like organization categories for a storage room. It's by, oh, let me try to pronounce this one. AMTZ, I believe. He's on GitHub. He made a nice website that has all the categories. So we're gonna not follow it to a T, but we're gonna copy some of the categories just to make this a little bit easier to digest. So let me AFK breed up a bunch of cows, come back with a bunch of leather, and we will start slapping stuff in and watching the whole system work. All right. This is everything that I have a home for. So all of this should go into... Oh yeah, they're even handing off to the third cell. I don't know if I made anything into the... Oh yeah, I did. There's some like the drip stone. So they're going to start shoving some stuff that doesn't have homes yet. Like this polished diorite, they just shove into that chest, which is... I mean, that's fine. It's gonna go through all of the stuff, and if there's stuff that doesn't have a home yet that I just shoved in there by accident, it'll just find a empty chest for it. But for now, ooh, that's the real life beef meowing in my ear. All right, that's gonna do it for this episode. I don't want to keep dragging this on and on. You guys definitely got the gist of this by now. So as we need more space, we'll build more cells, and like I said, this will wrap the entire way around. I think this is going to be perfect for our use case, like this, I say early game, but it's not super early. We'll inevitably get to a point where we need a massive storage system, and we'll build something to accommodate that. But for this middle ground, I think this will be perfect. This will be plenty of storage, until it isn't. But that's going to do it for this episode. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.